interview done by me, your host, Magick La Croix. Today, I have a special guest that I think you really are going to enjoy. She goes by the Soul Scribe, Omaria Tucker. She's one of my admins as well. How you doing, sis?
I am doing very well, Magic. How are you today? I'm
It's a
excited to be
nice
here.
rain. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad to have you here. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Omaria Tucker, and as Magic said, I am known as the Millennial Soul Scribe. Sacred mothers and goddesses, they turn to me when they're ready to turn off defeat and turn on empowerment. I am an astrologist, a numerologist, a psychic. I read the cards. I do a little bit of everything. But most importantly, I teach sacred goddesses and mothers how to how to tap into their limitless power and get back to creating the life that they desire just by whatever they want and what they need.
Okay. Okay. Cheers for that brilliant introduction of yourself. Okay, so for people who may not know, what exactly would you call a soul scribe?
For me, the Soul Scribe has varying layers to it. When I first got the name, it was because I had so many people like you, like some other teachers along my path that scribed into my own soul and helped me to really tap into my own innate power, teach me about nature and magic and different things like that. And as I evolved, I kind of realized that people were coming to me too. And so,
Okay.
and when I help my clients or when I speak with people, it's not that some people may think, oh, she's over my head or something like that. And it's because I'm talking to your soul. I'm not talking to you on the conscious level. I'm talking to the inner part of you that will catch it 2 weeks down the road and say, oh, that's what she meant. So that's what the soul scribe is. It's about digging into the soul, into the spirit to help you get back connected to your God self.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Is you have a radio show, right? That you do on Wednesday nights, I believe, at 9?
Yes, I do. It's called Soul Scribe Radio on Block Talk Radio. I have been on hiatus for a while. I've been doing some other things. I wrote my book, and I'm getting some other things done. So I will be back probably in March or so. But they can definitely go follow and subscribe to Soul Scribe Radio on blogtalkradio.com, and that way, when I do get started again, you'll be the first to know.
Okay. Okay. That's brilliant. um, what do you okay, I'm gonna get back to your book in a second. But
Mm-hmm.
what do you discuss on your show? This is a weekly show that you have on Blog Talk. Are there certain topics that the viewers or the listeners ask you to talk about, or how did what subjects come in?
It's a little bit of everything. When I first started the show, it was about sharing my journey and my story and talking about the different tools that I use. As it has evolved, people have shared with me certain metaphysical movies, different where they wanted my opinion on it. They've shared with me different techniques, questions that come in, and I also do free readings on my show at times. So it's a little bit of everything for the novice to the experienced person.
Okay, okay. I didn't know you do I didn't know you did free readings. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give me one of those. Um, when we did that mantra for Ganesha, was that part of your show, or that was just something else? Was that apart from your radio show?
It was apart from my radio show. It was something totally different that I didn't know that I would
Okay.
do. But we know how
Right.
spirit works, how our higher selves work to get us to do things just to show us that we can do stuff.
Okay. And tell us about your book. I mean, you just recently wrote a book. Congratulations on your book and on your success. Just tell us about your book. Tell the people in the back.
Oh, my book is called, and I'll see if you guys can see it. It is called Chanting Meditation Magic, 14 Invocations, 14 Invocations and Mantras to Intentionally Heal and Create the Life of Your Dreams. If you notice, you keep hearing me say, create the life of your dreams. Everybody has a different dream. Everybody goes through different things. And as you know, we share the love of chanting mantras and invocations. And that's the one way that I taught myself how to meditate without getting in my head too much. You know, I'm a sun sign in Virgo, and so I like to think a lot. I like to analyze. And when you're first getting into meditation and listening to all these teachers and gurus and all these people, they say you're supposed to be quiet when you meditate. And I was like, what? I can't turn my brain off. So I learned, I found out about mantras and invocations and stuff that I could say to myself during that time. And so over the years, I have 14 of my favorite ones that can help people throughout their days, throughout their lives. Of course, money, success is number one on the list. Love, gaining clarity, tapping into your higher self, getting peace, protection. I have different mantras and invocations in the book that people can use for a plethora of things that can help them in their daily lives.
Okay. As you can see, you know, I carry my beads everywhere I go. I got like 5 sets of them, so I carry them everywhere. I carry one of them at least everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. I read your book. It's a brilliant book. And I was like, where did she find these mantras? There are thousands of mantras, thousands upon thousands of mantras. I had never seen the mantras that you put in your book. And I was like, I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ask. Like, okay. So do you mind if I ask you now, where you got the mantras?
Just research, just looking up things, and I have a few in there where, like the Saraswati one for knowledge and learning and helping you with passing tests and all that stuff. Saraswati is the goddess of learning and music and stuff. So a lot of them came from when I would work with particular energies. Of course, I have the Ganesha mantra, because y'all know Magick knows that's our dude. But just working with the different energies, whenever I needed something, I would just somehow walk up on this particular mantra or invocation, and it would be something that has helped me out. So I felt the need that I should share it with other people, but just online, research, books, mm-hmm. everywhere.
Okay. I want to stay on mantras for just a second. Do you use that what am I trying to say? That site called Prophet 666. You use that site?
You know what? I have seen the site before, but I haven't been there in a while.
Okay. Are there any books that you recommend besides your book?
Oh, of course. I like Ball Cadman. He makes it very simple and easy for you to tap in and get the basics, because most people, we hear about chanting and mantras, but we get kind of intimidated about it. I like Bao because he puts it at a simplified level, and that was kind of my inspiration to try to get it simplified as well. There's one about mantras. Let me look at the back. The Sacred Chants, Mantras and the Sacred Chants by Swami Bharati. I liked his book. Also, they can go to Spirit Voyage. And Lin Lian Tu wrote a book called Mantras and Mudras. But there's a lot of stuff out there. What I like to tell people is find something that, and here's the word, that quote unquote resonates with you, which I mean, it makes sense. Find something that when you look at it, it doesn't intimidate you, and that you get that gut feeling, your intuition kicks in for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, one of my favorite books, Mystical Formula. I have been promoting this book ever since I came upon it.
Yes, you have.
Why are you laughing?
Because you have. And guess what? I still forgot to get my book.
I know. A lot of people be like, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, all right. I got it. So.
Which you have. Yes, you have. I'm telling y'all, if Magick tells you to get a book, get a book.
So we got a couple questions. Truster, Truster from the group.
Hey, Truster.
Truster says, is the book available on Amazon? Your physical. Yes. Is it a physical book or is it just a PDF?
Oh, yes. Here's the physical book. So, yes, the book is available on Amazon. You can type in, I would say just typing my name, Omaria Tucker. That's Omaria. Last name Tucker, Tucker, or you can go to bit.ly/chanting meditation book, and it'll take you directly to the book. You don't have to search anything on Amazon. I made a short link for it.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we're staying on mantras for just a second because we got another question.
All right.
Can we talk about the mantra's number count? Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Yes. In the book, and are they referring to the book or just in general?
In general, I believe is what Goldmine Graves is asking.
All right. In general, when you look at mantras and sacred sounds, the number 108 always comes up. And it's because 9 is, let me put it this way, is a very spiritual and significant number in worldwide, generally. Against all cultures, 9 is very important. And when you look at most Hindu mantras, Jainism, they use the number 108 or 36 or something like that for you to chant it, because as you continue to chant it, that's when the sounds of the mantra really are able to permeate and get into your own soul. So for me personally, I'm the millennial soul scribe, so I don't do things traditionally. I have found that sometimes I don't count. Sometimes I may, as a numerologist, I have the upper hand where I know the number of vibrations and how they reflect or how they enhance things. So I may chant it to a specific number vibration to coincide, to layer the mantra that I'm actually chanting. And I actually did that in the book where I shared, you can either chant it like 108 times, or you can say it for a particular number of minutes, or you can chant it these number of times. It really is up to you. I'm the millennial soul scribe, so I'm always looking for a shortcut, a trick, something where I know it still works and that it doesn't intimidate me. And that's what I look to share with other people.
Yeah, and for me, 108 is just the bare minimum for me. I have chanted up to 10,000 times in one session. So, I mean, of course, if you're going to do a mantra for a number of times, 10,000 will obviously get you to Siddhi, Siddhi, which is the mastery over the mantra. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people would be like, damn, that's going to take a long time. No, once you start getting into a rhythm, it goes by so fast. You know what I mean? So, and they work really well. So this is like one of my favorite uses. It's the most simple, most effective form of magic. You know what I mean? Yes,
it is. It truly is, because it's taking away the candles, it's taking away all the pomp and circumstance ritual, and it's really tapping into that divine being that's within you to make the change. And that's what magic's all about anyway, right?
Right. Exactly. So besides mantras, what other magic do you practice faithfully? Is it like hoodoo or?
Yeah, I am a plethora. I
Right.
do various things. I usually will sometimes I don't even use candles, but I started off with candle magic, and then learning how to chant mantras and learning how to dress candles. I would start to layer everything together. So it's a little bit of Omaria hoodoo.
Right. So what you're
I
saying
like
is,
to look in ritual books sometimes. George has shared a bunch of ritual books with me and his group. So it depends on how I'm feeling, how lazy I want to be.
okay. So that's important for you, and I've mentioned this in another show, or another broadcast, is that layering magic would be one of the best ways to help manifest. Is that correct? You agree with that?
That is correct. Every day is a magical day. Even like when you get up in the morning, you talk to your head, whether it's an affirmation or good morning self, how you doing? You go
Mm-hmm.
outside, you look at the sun. Hey, sun, let me tap into some of your energy today. It might not
Mm-hmm.
be where you're doing a full out ritual
Mm-hmm.
every day, but every day you need to tap into some part of nature or of divine source, the universe, because that's what keeps everything flowing.
Right. So what you're saying in essence is that you actually do live a magical life, you personally.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
no doubt about it, and I don't hide it. I am the weirdo, but it
Okay.
works for me.
Okay. What about the tarot? Let's talk about tools for a second. You like the
Okay,
tarot?
of
Tarot
course.
cards?
I started out with oracle cards, but I do like the tarot. I actually pull a card a day most of the time. And you know how the tarot is. Once you start working with your cards and doing it, you pull a card and the stuff starts happening. You're like, oh hell, what's going on?
Right.
So then I'll put them up and I'll be like, you know what? I can't mess with you right now.
Right. Okay, so you pull a card a day, and this, does that like dictate how you're going to go about your day?
Yeah. And not necessarily that it dictates it, but it kind of tells me what type of energies that I want to focus on or draw in. Or it may say you got a surprise coming up, Omaria. So what I like to do is if I pull a tarot card and it's like one that like really makes no sense, it has nothing to do with what's going on with me like in the present moment. I'll say, okay, what are you trying to show me? And
Mm-hmm.
then that's when my numerology and stuff kicks in because I'll start seeing repeating numbers on license plates on my way to work or something like that. So I truly live a magical
Okay,
lifestyle.
that's good. So you pay attention to signs you may see. Like I'm always talking about totems and their importance in our lives, and how the natives they wrote whole stories on totems. I see hawks everywhere all the time. I'll see hawks like directly. I'm like, okay, I got your point. Why do I keep seeing all the hawks? Because the hawk is one of the most powerful totems that you can see, because it talks about a spiritual ascension. And
Hmm.
so you pay attention to numbers. So is numerology another tool that you use on a daily basis?
On a daily basis. And the funny thing about it is, Magic, many people that know me now as the Millennial Soul Scribe Omaria, the priestess lady, they don't know that when I went to university, South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Let's shout it out. I got my BS in mathematics. I have loved numbers ever since I've been about 5 or 6 years old. And
Okay.
then after I went through some changes in my life, I scrolled up on some numerology one day, trying to figure out what my purpose is. And it's been on and popping since then because I've always loved math. I've always loved numbers. So this was just like, okay, so this is the spiritual side to what you were doing as a mathematician.
Okay.
And
Okay. I did not know that.
yeah, in my gig, in my 9 to 5 gig, I work with
Mm-hmm.
numbers all day, every day. So it's a part.
Oh.
Mhm.
So even though we're both Virgos, I don't like math like that. I don't. I mean, it's not like I can't,
Mhm.
but I think it's just I was traumatized in college by the kind of math I had to go through to get my business management degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, like financial business or some financial management. I had to do college math where you got to work out problems. And not saying that I can't do it. It's just one of my least favorites. So I'm glad that you got some
You just want to be lazy, that's all.
pretty much. Okay. Goddess Jocelyn asks, what do you all think about spirit boards? You want to touch on that?
For me, I'm all for it. You know, whatever floats your boat. I have never personally worked with any type of spirit board or anything like that, but I have friends that play with the other side when they're using spirit boards and communication and doing their magic and tapping in that way. So I've heard all kind of horror stories, and that has never made me afraid to do it. I just haven't had the opportunity to do it yet. So go for
Okay.
what you know. Be protected, and be careful. But if it's something that's on your mind and on your heart, I say do it. You know, you don't have anything to lose, and it's on your mind to do it for a reason.
And for me personally, before I even got into my magical life a long time ago, when I was in Greece, I had a girlfriend who was into the Ouija board. And the thing that for me is any wayward spirit can communicate and act like a quote unquote higher spirit. So there's a lot of low vibrating spirits that can make use of a Ouija board or a spirit board and can trick you. You know, that's why they put this information out in movies like Ouija or Witch Board. They put them out for a reason because they letting y'all know. And you know, you got to think about something. Ouija boards are sold in kids stores, so I mean, I've heard horror stories myself. So, like Omaria said, just be protected and you know, just don't try and call in any old spirit. But hope that answered your question. I
Yeah,
think you
and
got
what
it.
just came to me was make sure that, okay, like if it's a specific person that you're trying to contact, like a deceased, well, I mean, I don't like the word deceased, but a transition grandparent or something like that, maybe have some type of code, like only they would know this particular thing that they gave you a pink
Right.
doll baby.
Oh yeah, we just watched last night about this new show by Mario Van Peebles called Superstition, and it was talking about this doll. It was an episode. It was a creepy ass episode about this doll. But anyway, yeah, just know your protection. I don't leave the house without some kind of protection. You know, living that magical life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get back to tools. Do you use the rooms? I've been curious about rooms for a while. I've just never got into them. Do you personally use the rooms?
I personally don't use the runes, but I use the symbolism of the runes. Like if I'm doing a sigil or something like that, I may use Fehu
Okay,
or
okay.
something like that. But I haven't gotten into the divination aspect of runes yet.
Okay. All right. What about a pendulum?
You know what?
Pendulum.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have one that I made with an old ring and a string. I was setting my decided I wanted to do a pendulum. I still have not tried my pendulum out yet.
Okay. Okay. We got another question. Goldmine Graves, the brother. What's your thoughts on empaths?
um, for me, I believe in empaths, and I know that, like for me, I don't go to the mall very often, and it's because I can feel people's energy like as soon as I get in there, and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. But and
Right.
empaths, I think it's a fine line between empaths and psychic vampirism, and I
Mm.
say that because if you're able to pick up on people's energy, then you can therefore turn that energy into something else that you want to use.
Right.
Um, so I believe in them. I think that you have to stay protected, and you have to know how to decipher and discern between, is this really me or is this somebody else's energy that I'm picking up?
Okay. Okay. Um, that's a Virgo thing, I think. To be quite honest, I am so uncomfortable in crowds. And I used to wonder, for a long time, I used to wonder why I would get irritated in crowds. And then finally, an astrologer told me, she said, you pick up on people's energy so easily. I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
like most people. So, yeah.
You know, I hated people for a long time. I hated people for a long time.
Right. But once she gave me that insight, and that was years ago, then it started to make sense. I avoid people, and it's just not. It's not that I'm trying to be like, like I'm just better than anybody else. I don't like being touched. Every Virgo I know goes through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it ain't just me. So speaking
Mm-mm.
of Virgos, it's important to know at least a little bit of astrology when it comes to magical work.
Of course. That's what I teach my clients.
Oh, do
Um,
you?
when we look at the cosmos, you know the saying, as below, oh, hold on, as above, so below, as within, so
Mm-hmm.
without. What's above us? The constellations, the skies. What's within us? Our
Mm-hmm.
own sun, our own heartbeat, our own planets are within us. So when you are doing your magic, it is imperative, in my own very humble opinion, that you tap into the energies of the cosmos. So now that Jupiter is in Scorpio, if you want to get wild with your magic word and do some transformation and stuff like that, where you know you tired of the BS that's going on in your life, this is a great time over the next. We're in January, about the end of January now, but up into November next year, November, December of 2018, this is the time that you want to tap into some transformation work since Jupiter's in Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? You got Uranus in Aries right now, so this is a time where you may want to, if you got some wild and crazy ideas that you want to start making your own video games or anything like that with technology. Uranus and Aries is all about getting started, getting motivated, and going, and doing that weird. I like to call Uranus the mad scientist. So that's the energy that you want to use. So tap into it. That's what it's here for.
Okay. Okay. Great answer. Great answer. Do you know about a lot of the other signs besides the Virgo aspect? Do you know about like Scorpio or
Oh yeah.
Leo? Yeah. Which sign would you rather not deal with?
um, that's a great question. Which sign would I rather not deal with? Um,
Yes.
this is like kind of twofold. Sagittarius, they are the they're the gurus of everything. They know everything. But then again,
Right.
when we look at Virgos, we know a lot too. So you can like butt heads. A Virgo and Sagittarius can butt
Yes.
heads when you're thinking about sun
Yes.
signs. Tauruses, even though they're an earth sign like a Virgo, for me, they can be a little bit too money hungry. They can be a little bit too material sometimes for me, but I get it. You know, that's what they love, luxury. They love the finer things in life, and the only way you're going to get it is if you work hard and be about your material possessions.
Right.
So it's really about understanding about all 12 signs. If you look at 12 signs or 13 signs or whatever astrology it is that you use, it's about learning how to tap into all those energies when you actually need to use those energies.
Right. And for me, it would be most fire signs. My mom's an Aries. I've met some Sagittarius that they know everything and they're all about self. One of my sister-in-laws is a Sagittarius, and I avoid her like she has the plague. But the way I handle all 12 signs is we're earth signs. So earth is able to put out fire. Earth can absorb water. And earth can block air. So
there you go. There you go.
Like just thinking about it like that allows me to deal with people whose astrological signs I'm not conducive with. But most fire signs, I saw this in a book a long time ago, is that a Virgo can turn a Leo into a cowardly lion. I thought that was one of the most profound things I had ever heard.
Well, you know the strength card.
The what?
The strength card in tarot.
The strength card.
Yeah, that's the lady. That's the woman that's holding the lion by his mouth. She's taming him.
Right. Yes. Yes. Good one. Good one. I'm getting ready to find that card right now.
Hey, Priscilla. I see Priscilla did a message and she said, "Oh man, I'm a Taurus that loves Virgos also, but my Mars is in Cancer. I'm not money hungry at all, unfortunately." But I'm gonna tell you something. It just really depends on where your Taurus falls, where that sun falls in your chart. We are all 12 signs, so you may not be money hungry as per se as you want currency and stuff like that, but do you really like nice things? So those are very general statements. You need to get with an astrologer to really try to figure out how it all pertains to you specifically.
Right. She's absolutely right. We just made a general statement there. You know, it really depends on the personality of the person. But like Omaria said, so brilliantly explained, that we are all 12 signs. She's absolutely right on that one. Okay. Do you still use your Ganesha chant or that really brilliant show that you did on well, no, it was actually a conference call.
Yeah, we did the ritual. That was one of our rituals for Magical Elite, which we need to start doing rituals again. But yeah, that was one of our rituals, and yes, I do still use it. Like I said, Ganesha's my dude. It's been about a year ago now, but I had a vision with Ganesha. And more recently, I had some type of paradosis or empowerment with Ganesha, where his energy came down to me. So, of course, that's my dude, ride or die. If y'all worried about Hindu people and Ganesha, just think about Papa Legba or Eshu or Elegua from any other pantheons. That's that same trickster, removing obstacle energy. That's the energy that I really tap into when I'm helping other people, just trying to figure out the different ways to go about looking at things in order to really dig down and get what you really want out of stuff.
Okay. Another very brilliant answer from the Soul Scribe. Speaking of which, I still do the mantras, the mantra empowerment, right? I do that from time to time. And I gave it to one of my neighbors who loved it. He loved it. He loved it. He loved it. So all the rituals and stuff that we do in the Magical Elite, I still use. Even, like I was telling somebody, or I addressed the group and I said, we don't put out stuff unless we tried and tested it first. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can get back to doing that. Besides Ganesha, let's stay on Hindu for a second. Okay. Besides Ganesha, who else do you work with? You work with Lakshmi?
Yes, Lakshmi. My Durga is my girl. I love Kali Ma. I got that Kali Ma energy within me as well. And if y'all can understand, if y'all hear me, y'all understand how I'm talking like those my people. You can't look at it as, and this is for me personally, you can't look at it as the energies are something higher than you. It is all about tapping into the energy that's within you. So Ma Durga, Kali Ma. I also like to work with Saraswati and Shiva.
So you work with, Shivas. That's whoa, yeah. And they say I like Durga, and I kind of persisted Val Cadman. Like, when you gonna put out this Durga book? When you gonna put out this Durga book? When you gonna put out this Durga book? Because I first heard about Durga from Bobby Hemmett, watching one of his lectures, and Durga is another aspect of Kali. So I'm like, wow, both destroyer energies. I'm like, God damn. Okay. So Shiva, Lakshmi, Ganesha, that's my dude. Durga. I'm trying to think, who else? Who else is there? While we're on that subject, what did you think of that 6-hour epic called the Mahabharata? I can't say it.
Oh, Mahabharata, that you shared with me? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, it really, made me understand things from a different level as far as how all of the energies interact when you see them playing out on the screen as their own personifications and the things that happen in the story. It was really good. Thank you for sharing that with me.
No problem. I wanted some feedback on that because it is like 6 hours long. I had to watch it in parts. When a movie's that long, I'll watch it in parts. I gotta take a break for this shit sometimes. So I just like I watched the Da Vinci Code last weekend. It took me 6 hours to watch that because I kept taking breaks from it. It's a long movie. So it is like 2.5 hour movie. So that movie though, I see why it's such an epic, because it explains so much about the Hindu pantheon in general, especially the magic of Ganesha. Yeah, I would tell anyone, pick up this movie, Mahabharata. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you got it, Mahabharata.
Okay. All right. So, is there another pantheon that you like to work with? Like, do you work with the Loa or the Orishas?
I work with the Orishas more so, other than the Hindu pantheon. When I first started my tapping into my own magic and learning who Omaria really is as the goddess, as the divine being, I was at a marketplace selling like handmade shea butter stuff and stuff like that I was making at the time. And I went to a book vendor's table, and sitting right on the table was an Oya book. And I picked up the book and started flipping through the book, and her energy was like, and what they were saying about her was all about what was going on in my life at that moment. And that was like what sparked who you see today.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think about the energies of the ATRs? I should say.
I love them. I love them. Nature. That's all it is, nature, and tapping into it's the pantheons are there because back in the days, they didn't know. It's like those stories that you sitting down on grandma's lap and she trying to teach you a lesson, but you couldn't understand it and get it. So she had to call out Elegua and say, okay, when stuff happens, you got to go to the crossroads and talk to Elegua because it's kind of like you at this point where you got to make a decision. So it's that way that it kind of teaches us how to tap into our own divine power, but it makes it like a cartoon version or something like that where it's easy to understand.
Okay. So how much reading do you do personally? Do you read a lot? If you're anything like me, I got books all around me. Do you?
I have slowed down a bit because you can get so much information where it's like the brain is like woo.
Right.
So I've slowed down a bit just to kind of get my main foundation of the things that have been working with me. But I love. I have some Wada Ashby books on Kundalini yoga and different things like that. Some of the books you've shared with me, magical books, daemon books, high spiritual magic books, all kinds of stuff and sometimes you don't have to read the book from cover to cover. You can just open the page, flip them and point to something, and that might be what you need like right then and there.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. In your quote unquote magical career, that you can manifest anything that you want?
You said in my magical career, do I believe that I can manifest anything that I want?
I said, are you at that point yet where anything that you want?
I'm going to say yeah. And I say that because magic is just a catalyst in the mental breakdown of, I know I want this thing, so let me put a little bit of fire up under my ass, and now I got to go do the work to get it.
Okay. And that comes with, altars do you have in your house? Do you have any altars in your house?
Yeah, I have a main altar where I have my ancestors on it, and then I have a second altar where I have some of the gods and goddesses. I don't really separate them, and it's because for me, they're all a part of me, and I call them my divine spiritual team. So all y'all got to work together.
Right. Absolutely. How important do you think working with the ancestors are for someone who's just now getting into the magical arts? Do you think this is an important step?
Oh, that's the first step.
Thank you.
Before you can tap into any other energy source of a god or goddess or deity, you got to know who you are. And the only way for you to really tap into who you are is to connect with your ancestors. Even if you don't know who they are by name specifically, you can just say something, to my ancestors known and unknown. And you'll see how you start getting people coming to you telling you about Aunt Sadie from 20 years ago, and something will resonate where y'all acted the same way. So it's really important for you to start tapping into your ancestors first, because they really can help you. They want to help you more than anything. They just want you ready for you to call on to them.
Right. Okay. All right. Do you give offerings? Do you burn hell notes? Do you do stuff like that?
Yep. I burn hell notes. I burn Buddhist papers. I burn gold bars. Sometimes I'll burn real money. I burn petitions to my ancestors. I burn sigils to my ancestors. Whatever I use on this side, I give to my ancestors. I burn clothes to them. I burn shoes. I take care of them
Whoa.
jokers.
Wait. A woman who burns shoes?
Not the physical
Really?
shoe, but a picture of a shoe.
Oh my
You
God.
so silly. I'm a woman who burns shoes.
I never would have figured it. So when you said y'all burn a picture, oh yeah, you ain't gonna mess up with your shoes, right? Oh my goodness. All right, so um how about Taoism? Have you ever looked into that pantheon there? Like the Eastern magical practice of Taoism? Have you ever looked into that?
I've read about it, and you know the Jade Emperor is the king of the Tao. He's the highest god of the
Right.
Tao.
Mm-hmm.
The Tao, I like it. It's pretty much kind of like how I am as far as you take what you need and you throw away what they say, eat the meat, spit out the bones. That's really what the Taoist philosophy is.
Mm-hmm.
And working with the energy of push and pull and knowing that you want to go with the flow and you don't want to it's like you when you think about the law of attraction, I'd say you want to keep things coming into you, or you don't want to push back against things because that's hindering you from getting to where you really want to go.
Okay. And I want to go back to astrology for just a second. Today's Saturday, will you be doing any kind of removing negativity or banishing today? I mean, do you do certain things on certain days? Do you work that way when you have to manifest something?
Yeah, no. And
Okay.
I say that because I know my personal power days.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday is not a banishing day for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But for people that are just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
it's good for you, in my opinion, as you're growing your magical wings and really learning how to do things to grow a foundation, is use the energies of the days of the week, of the hours of the day when you're doing your practices. And as you're growing your confidence, you can just start doing stuff because you know for sure that you have that your own willpower and your own strength to let it work, regardless if you do it on Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday, you know it's going to work for you.
Okay. And do you ever address beginners on your show? Like, do you give them tips on how to get started living a magical life?
Yeah. Normally what I'll do is on my show is I'll have like the astro numero report that I do, that I'll talk about the energies that are going on right now, and I'll go from simple to up leveling stuff. Like with the full moon coming up in Leo, you know, tomorrow is Sunday, so you may want to tap into that Leo energy while it's on Sunday for the full moon, and don't wait till the full moon to come up. And giving people tips on what herbs they can use or what candle colors they can use. Anything that I can think of that I needed as a beginner, I try to share with other people.
Okay. And you know, you have your show on a day, well, that's a power day for us. And it's also my freaking bowling night. So I'm like,
I know.
can't you change the day or something?
When I first started the show, I did it on that day, that particular day, Wednesday, because Mercury is the day of communication.
Right.
So, but you know, one of my scribes has told me, he was like, you might want to figure out something else, you know, maybe do it at an earlier time or something like that. So when I get back into it, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can still tap into the energies that I specifically want to tap into. So y'all see, I talk about it and I do it. I intentionally do things just so I can make sure that I'm putting things in place for me to really manifest what I want to manifest. So I may begin to do a different time for the Blog Talk show, but like on Sundays on Facebook, I do Sundays with Soul Scribe. And that's to help people get over whatever they did and whatever happened to them the week prior and get a good start for the current week. And I do that every Sunday, at some point on a Sunday.
I did not know that. I did not know about the Sunday thing. You do that every Sunday? Every
Sunday I do Sundays with Soul Scribe, and I'll tell whatever download that I got or whatever comes up that I'm supposed to talk about that day, I'll talk about, and then we'll end it with like free readings. Usually I would do like an oracle card pull or a tarot card pull, but very recently, Magic, I was told that I need to stop using the cards and stuff so much, that I just need to use the intuitive ability that Omaria has. Okay. So I've been tapping into for the people that's on live and able to connect with them and confirm some things for them just by being Omaria, we'll say.
Okay. How come you've never advertised that in our group?
I don't know.
You know what? When people ask me about being a Virgo, I say, you know what? I get on my own nerves sometimes. But I know that Virgos shy away from the spotlight. We just don't like it for some reason now, you know. So I get it, but you're going to have to tell the group at least that you have. I got one final question for you before we wrap this up. You're married, right?
Not any longer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Look at no, it's all good. Listen. No, listen. It's all good. It's a part of growth and evolution, and sometimes everybody's not meant to go with you on the journey or the path, and maybe y'all will meet up again some years later, and maybe not, So it's all good, honey.
Okay. And no, actually, I got another question. Have you worked with the Book of the Old Ones yet?
Yeah, I did and I can't remember exactly which one it is, but it reminded me of the New Avatar Power book. You remember that book?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It was one of the, I did something in there and it worked like snap of the finger. So I love that Scorpio book. Yeah. Like a couple of days. Kind of like that chant. That Javanese chant you gave out in the group, you know what I mean? That's the one that that I told you I have to watch out with using that joker. That attracts me.
Yeah, I mean, so you ever want to just have an aura of attraction and beauty and everybody's attracted to you, you do that Javanese chant. However, you get both sexes coming at you. That's why I stopped doing it. Yeah. Okay. Did you have any final thoughts for anyone that's going to be looking at this video, or for beginners? Go ahead and promote your show again.
Final thoughts is that, don't be afraid to tap into who you really are. Whether it is, and it really doesn't matter what religious philosophy you get down with, if you're spiritual, mystic, Gnostic, it don't matter. The whole point of being here is to learn how to tap back into our God selves and be who we really are supposed to be. So that's my word of encouragement for you. It doesn't matter what teacher or guru you get with, but it's really about learning how to tap into your own power to create the life that you desire. I have my Sundays with Soul Scribe. You guys can follow me at www.facebook.com/Omaria Tucker, just my name. If you saw me in the comments earlier, I'm on YouTube as the Millennial Soul Scribe. I have to get back to putting videos up, stuff like that on YouTube. My Blog Talk Radio show is blogtalkradio.com/Soul Scribe Radio. and I will soon be opening up a group to the public called Soul Remission. A few years back, I had gotten diagnosed with a dis-ease in my thyroid area called hyperthyroidism, and that was another part of the journey of learning how to tap into who Omaria really is. So Soul Remission is a group to help the sacred mothers, the sacred goddesses, the sacred women learn how to tap into their own innate powers and gifts and create the life that they desire in that way, no matter what it is. If you want to be the best mama in the world, if you want to start your business, if you want to learn how to tap into the goddess energy or the God's energy, that's what Soul Remission is all about. Really getting your soul back to taking back your destiny and doing the things that you really are here to do as your own God self, to create, again, y'all see what I'm saying, to create the life that you desire, because it's the magic of intention. Magic, I appreciate you for bringing me on today.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. You know I love you. Y'all, I put them in my book, so y'all have to know I love them.
Yes. Shout out.
Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. My other phone died, so I don't see the comments. But again, y'all can. My name is very easy, Omaria Tucker. You can just reach out to me. I don't mind helping you out.
Okay, and I'd like to thank my guest, my sister, Omaria Tucker, the Soul Scribe, for joining me on this enlightening interview. As she said, you can find her on Facebook and YouTube. Find us, either one of us, on Facebook, and we will add you to the Magical Elite Reloaded if we think you're worthy.
that thing crazy, y'all.
So thanks again to the Soul Scribe, Omaria Tucker. I will see y'all next time. Peace, brothers and sisters.
Peace.